whenever before I moved here, I was like Oswestry, and then everyone was like, "No, it's Oswestry." And I was like, I don't know. Like, it must be a Welsh thing, because yeah, I said Oswestry until we moved here. Keep this in.
It could be worse. I used to work with somebody who called it Ross on Wee or and Leominster. So, yeah. Welcome to the Big Little Talk podcast, the podcast where we ask, how well do you know where you live? My name's Gareth P. Morris, and today's guest is world-class vintage percussionist and local Welsh boy, Jack Amblin. Jack, how you doing, mate? You okay?
I'm good, yeah.
Good, happy days. What have you been up to?
Today, I've been starting work on a studio. I'm about to lay my floor, so I've been waiting for an acoustic sealant. Very excited.
An acoustic sealant? What's that?
You've got to like seal all the gaps, anywhere the air goes, sound goes, basically. So it's like this is awesome, riveting stuff. It's just like a mastic that stays pliable, so that if there's any movement, it doesn't let any sound through, basically.
Have you done any drumming in the studio at all yet?
It's just an empty box at the moment, so it's just literally a concrete floor. So no, I haven't hit a drum in there yet.
Have you got neighbours nearby?
Yeah. Well, it's in the garden, like, so it's fine. It's not, they're far enough away. But yeah, I'm doing my best to make it. You're never gonna get it soundproof, but as soundproof as possible to try to stop about 60 decibels.
The nice thing is, well, you're not a minimalist, but you kind of like reduce the kits that you use and stuff. It's not like you've got like a full metal rack system in there, have you?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not. I mean, you wouldn't reduce the kit. It's subjective. Yeah, I'm still using I'm using a 4 or 5 piece kit, not 5 piece really, but I've got double floor tom. But the drums, they're tuned differently, and I'm a jazz player really, so it's like, yeah, it's not. I'm not hitting loud, and the tuning is not as cutting,
Nice. Okay, and today's co-host is the elusive John. John, how you doing? You okay?
Yeah, really good. I was getting excited to hear all about this sealant, but Jack stopped that conversation. I was really excited.
Well, he said it was riveting.
It was riveting stuff.
Let's get on to the rivets. You've done the roof, yeah?
That's it. It's sealing, not riveted. Yeah.
Now, Jack, without telling us outright, what is your location known for?
Being a border town, I'd say.
Okay, happy days. I need to stop saying happy days, isn't it, John? How many times do I keep? It's terrible. All the time.
Yeah.
Just right.
I heard that in the last podcast. Yeah. So that's
I need to get like a swear jar or something, but yeah. So comedians and entertainers tend to travel for hours on end to attend shows, but do they know what's on their front door? Our team of intense researchers, which definitely isn't just me and John doing a 30-minute Google AI search, have prepared the following questions to see if you know your local area. Today's location is Oswestry. So, co-host / John, would you like to take us through the snapshot, please?
I'd love to, Gareth. So, Oswestry is a market town located just 1 mile away from the Welsh border in Shropshire, England. Famous connections to Oswestry include comedy writer Jesse Owens, whose credits include The Peep Show, The Thick of It, and US TV show Succession, and then Ian Hunter, who was the singer of the glam rock band Mock the Hopple, whose biggest hit was All the Young Dudes, which was written by the late, great David Bowie.
Mock the Hoople, I think that is.
Mock the Hoople, is it?
I think so. I might be wrong.
ChatGPT lied to me then.
No, I mean that's pronunciation, I think.
I'm not too sure. I've heard. I've always only seen it as. I've only ever seen it written down.
And I don't think I've ever seen it written down. I think I've only ever heard it. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything about that. I'll just check that. That's cool. I didn't know that. I love Peep Show. I just recently rewatched that.
Brilliant.
So that's already a cool fact.
Oh, I need to watch Peep Show. I've only watched like the odd episodes if it's been on like Channel 4. I've never actually binged it. Yeah, it's
so good.
I always like is it Mitchell and Webb look where they've got the sketch where David Mitchell's going, are we the baddies when they're the
Nazis?
Yeah, the Nazis.
And the grammar police, isn't it? Where he starts shooting people if they say things wrong, or so instead of you meant to say, people. I used to say it's specific, isn't it? Instead of specific, and he starts shooting them and everything. It's brilliant.
And BMX Boy and Angel Summoner.
I haven't seen that one either.
They're just trying crime fighting duo. The BMX Boy's like, yeah, I can do it. So Robert Webber is like, yeah, I could pop a wheelie and hit the bad guy in the face and knock him out.
Yeah.
And then David Mitchell's like, yeah, or I could summon the angels. And of course they just summon the angels every time. And it's stupid.
So round one. Round one is local legend or load of lies. So I've got 3 pieces of information here. They could all be real. They could all be fake. You've got to sniff them out. 3 questions. Each question is worth a point. Question 1. In 2016, police received 37 reports over a clown scaring school children. The clown would lurk in alleyways to scare unsuspecting children. John, you wrote this, didn't you? That grammar is shocking.
Wait, what's wrong with it?
In 2016, police received 37 reports over a clown scaring children. The clown would lurk in alleyways to scare unsuspected children. People are going to listen to that on the podcast and go, wow, ChatGPT was it?
I rewrote that. Make it sound better.
What do you think, Jack? Feel free to talk through the answers and talk through your
I thought you said there were three. There's just one.
So this is the first question. So 3 questions.
What do I think it's true or not?
True or false?
Yeah.
False. You said John just wrote it.
Well, yeah, you got the word in. Are you sure you're going with that?
Yeah.
It is true.
That's insane.
Yeah,
That's only 2016.
2016, yeah. So the reports in the region ranged from clowns jumping out of bushes to intimidate people to pranksters sending creepy, unsolicited friend requests to local schools. During this time...
Darker turn there.
Yeah, during this time, Ronald McDonald was held for questioning.
So
John,
you have a fake Facebook account as well, didn't you?
Yeah, but it wasn't for clowns. I think we got a picture of one of the clowns as well. There he is. I don't know what he's doing with his hand there, but yeah, we'll go with that. Question 2. In 1970, the famous shopping chain Home Bargains began trading. Its very first store was in Micebury Road, Oswestry. It traded for 15 years before being demolished to make way for Shropshire galvanisers. True or false?
Say true.
It is false. Sorry,
nailing it.
We do this to try and catch people out. There is a slight truth to it, but yeah, it was actually so Iceland opened a store, but it was in Leg Street in Oswestry. So it was the very first Iceland was there. This is a crazy bit. In 1970, two 20-something entrepreneurs, Malcolm Walker and Peter Hinchcliffe, they borrowed £30 each from a loan from Malcolm's grandma to secure 1 month's rent on Leg Street, and then since then Iceland started. But the funny thing is as well, they were working for Woolworths at the time. They saw it as
£30 each.
Yeah, they saw it as a side hustle as well. So they were working for Woolworths, and they were like, "Oh, we're just going to start a freezer business," and then that, of course, is
What's the equivalent? What's the equivalent money of that? You know, what's it called? Inflation, whatever it is.
Because I'm sick of hearing reports that young people keep buying cappuccinos, and that's why people can't afford houses. So let's find out. Let's find out the truth.
He gets angry when we talk about inflation and money.
1970.
We did this previously in the practice round.
Shut up. It can't be. Do you know what is the equivalent? Apparently to AI, £602.39.
That's all it is. So they.
What would that get you now? That wouldn't even buy you a freezer, let alone the stock.
We had a practice round before, Jack, when to see if this whole idea worked.
You've been practicing this?
No, not with you. So we had me, myself, John, and Arwell. Do you remember Arwell Davis?
Of course.
And one of the questions, we grilled Arwell, and one of the questions was Horsham had the last... Was it prostitutes, John?
No, sales of wives, I think.
Sales of wives, that's it. It was the last sales of wives. So we worked out how much it was. It was like 30 shillings, and John was like, "How much is that?" Did a check with inflation. It was like £13.
I don't understand how that happens, but it's insane.
So, question 3. Oswestry's most famous local resident was John Mad Jack Mitten, an eccentric Regency landowner renowned for his outrageous antics. Stories tell of him riding his pet bear into the drawing room and setting his own nightshirt on fire to cure a stubborn case of hiccups.
I mean, I've never heard of that person, but doesn't mean it's not true. My gut is that it's false.
Sure. I like to psych people out.
Yeah, and I think it's probably true now because we've had this reaction every time. But I'm going to stick with false.
It is true.
Yeah.
So he once asked a carriage passenger if they'd ever experienced a crash. When the passenger replied no, Mitten allegedly responded, "What a slow fellow you must have been," and then deliberately drove his carriage into a bank to flip it.
When are we talking?
Johnny wrote that one.
1800s, I think.
I want to know what drawing room he was. What house was he in? What drawing room did he go into?
He was basically came from money. I think his grandfather was like some lord, and he inherited a lot of land and money.
So he
Yeah, I just wonder what house it was, because there's not many like big houses in the middle of town.
I
But it
can't
might be.
remember where I got this from.
he lived in. I've got it here. He lived in Holston Hall in Whittington near Oswestry.
Oh, there you go, Whittington's,
Yeah.
the village near a town. Well, yeah, town near it, whatever.
Here's the
Good castle there.
he was at the hall. Apparently, it's equivalent to about 6.7 million in today's money. Looking at this as well, he was
So like
born...
12 quid or whatever it was in the 70s. Yeah.
12.50. No. So he was born in 1796. He died in 1834, aged 37 years old. He briefly was a Tory member before defecting to Reform. So at the end of that round, Jack, it's 0 points, but we're all good. Don't worry, we'll claw this back.
I tell you what, you're doing well.
No, seriously, you're still doing well. Don't worry. We are now on Patreon. Why? Because while our main Spotify show is family friendly, we recently had a guest on who loved to swear, and the footage was honestly too good to lock away. So, if you want early access to all of our future episodes, completely unfiltered, with all the F-bombs and darker humour left in, then head over to our Patreon. Membership is just £3 a month. So, you've been in a few bands over your years, Jack. I've got a few. So, Tridan, Leeds City Stompers, the Washboard Resonators, Nickeljack, Jack Sabbath, Fleetwood Jack, the artist formerly known as Jack, and most recently, Postmodern Jukebox. Have you got a specific gig amongst all those that you see as a favourite?
Postmodern Jackbox. It was right in front of you, and you walked straight past that one.
And you call yourself
Jesus.
a comedian, Gareth?
That's shocking, isn't it?
That's pathetic.
Do you know what?
Sorry, I rewrite it, redo it, and then we'll, because I spoke right over the question.
Oh, you're
But
fine.
what
No.
was-
I'll do it again. That's fine. I scuppered a little bit. So
Don't do it again. Don't give him a second chance, Jack. All right.
No, I'm sorry. Just do the question.
So Jack, do you know what? I'm not even going to edit this now. I'm just going to carry it on because it's funny. Jack, you've been in a few bands over the years, so I've got a few: Tridan, Leeds City Stompers, Atomic Kitten, Jack Sabbath. Lost Prop. No. Is there a specific gig amongst all of those bands, all those occasions that you see as a favourite? And it could be obviously none of the fake bands, but even the ones that you've been doing when you've jumped in with like 3 pieces and 4 pieces.
I mean, the most prolific one I did. I mean, it's just like name dropping already, isn't it? But I did Royal Albert Hall this year, like a sold out show there, which is pretty mad. I didn't really expect to. And it's mad coming. Well, you know exactly where I lived, but coming from basically all lived in the same place. But coming from like a tiny like village, like miles from the town, and then it's like it's mad how you get to there. It's just pretty cool. But there's just difference because that's like a famous venue and so much history there. But I also I've got like a ride cymbal that I was doing just before the lockdown. I did like a little tour with a rock and roll band in Italy, and like that last gig we did in Milan, they were passing like limoncello to us all like over my drum kit. So the cymbals just covered in limoncello still, and I think. And that was like a packed tiny bar. Everyone must have had COVID there. It's insane. Right now, I think about it. It was like because I remember we got back and I got back within 2 weeks, and then Italy had locked down within 2 weeks of locking back. And I remember on the news anyone who'd been to Italy in the last 10 days needs to go to the doctor or get checked or something. No one really knew what it was now. But I got back 14 days ago, so I didn't have to go. But so it was right before. And then I also think, I guess the third one comes to mind, then I did like a double. Used to do quite like swing gigs, like Lindy Hop, like dance gigs. And then I got back when I was in Leeds, and then we got a booking with Stompers to do. And there's 2 bands that play, so basically one band plays and the other one does. So it's like 6 hours, 3 hours total, I think, or whatever, 4, whatever it was, whatever the sets were. And then I got a booking with both bands. So I was playing, both bands got booked. I was the drummer for both, but I didn't realize until and I didn't realize they were back to back either. So it was just exhausting. I think it was 3 hours constant playing on that one, and they're quite, some of those the swing ones can be quite difficult, the Lindy Hop ones, because all the tempo range is only about 20 BPM. So maybe slightly more than that, but it's not a big range. There's no ballads and there's no fast songs. The fastest ones are like a medium swing because that's what that style of dance is. So, and neither of those bands had a long enough set of those songs in that tempo. So it's just trying to play all the songs, holding them back, like just trying to hold the band back into these tempos. I was the only one that did a little bit of dancing. So it's just an exhausting gig. But, they're the first three that came into my head anyway.
Do you know what I find after performing for a certain amount of time with the band, after I'd say about an hour and a half, mentally it starts to go. So you start to the muscle memory, you can rely on it for a lot of things, but then after a while it just starts to get a bit lethargic. Is that the case with you?
I think it's definitely. It's more on the PMJ ones I find that because you have physically, I kind of feel fine because you're well in practice and you're keeping in shape doing that and you're doing it every night. But yeah, when it's mentally, if you're not sleeping, you're sleeping as best you can, but there's just so much stuff all the time, and then you realize you're just playing some pretty big cool venue or something, and then you're just thinking, oh, what am I gonna have for dinner tomorrow in this place? And you're just like, so it's definitely the mental thing, and then you got to try and concentrate again so you don't make a mistake and everything goes wrong.
What was it, if you don't mind me saying, what was it like behind the scenes with Postmodern Jukebox? Was there was they sort of wild after hours, or was it very much right, sleep, we got another gig tomorrow?
It really depends on, because the cast changes, it's not the same people every time. So it really depends on who's on it, because if they're newer people or just a bit more party people, then they'll be, because you're on a tour bus for it, which sounds way more glamorous than it actually is. The hardest thing about that gig, and I think any gig of that scale actually, is just having no time on your own ever. You're just constantly surrounded by people. You sleep in like a sort of big coffin, so you can't sit upright in. You have to, so you get into it, and then you're above someone else. You're about less than a meter away from someone else, like across from you. So it's like there's just the only time you can kind of get on your own is if you go for a walk that day, wherever you are. So that's the hard thing about just constant people, and hopefully you get on with everyone. And if you don't, you just try. Everyone's professional enough that you just don't. There's no problems, But it's like it's just the people managing.
Being in especially sleeping amongst those people as well, because like for me, like I'd have to squeak a bodily function out at midnight or something like that. Do you blame the others if it happens?
It just happens, man. Everyone's got to do it. You just get and also those tours are like, well, the one I just came off was 11 weeks, and so they're all like, I think the longest of them is 13, but otherwise they're kind of between 8 and 13 weeks. So you get to know each other really well in that time. And it's a pretty mad job in that way as well, because even like outside of those tours, you sometimes, if you get a depth gig with someone, like I'm going down to Plymouth for a function or something, and I've got the bass player I don't know, but he lives in Birmingham, so I'm gonna pick him up, and then I've still got a 4-hour drive, and I'm gonna go back with him. I've never met this person, and you end up chatting for drives out of the van, do it, and you might never see him again, and you might not really get on with him or like whatever, and then or you come back and it's done. But like those tours, they're work colleagues really, but they're not, like, some of them become really good friends because it's very rare you see people in so many different scenarios like every day.
You find that with the comedy side of things is that they'll share a lot of journeys for long distances. A nice thing is I tend to, if I'm ever doing any gigs down like St Clair's Way, I'll tend to stop in Cross Hands and then the guys can jump in the car from there then. But it's nice because you get some that you actually develop a friendship with. One of my friends did a gig. I think he was traveling up to he was up Carlisle way or something, and he picked someone up from, I think it was like in the Newport or Cardiff or something like that, and he just fell asleep in the back of the car. It's like, oh no, I'll sit in the back, and then just fell asleep for the entire journey, and then woke up when he got there. It's insane.
Yeah. That's bold.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's lovely to meet you. I will see you at the end.
Yeah.
Can I ask Jack, with Postmodern Jukebox, is it mainly covers you guys play with a twist, or
that's the
originals?
whole premise? Yeah, and there's no originals. No, it's slightly different. The songs change. There's like I've done 8 tours now. I think 8, and there's maybe been 3 that we've done. 3 songs we've done every tour. Like All About the Bass is always like the encore. Or that was their biggest hit.
Yeah, that was a big
that's the
viral sensation, wasn't it?
Exactly, that's the one that kind of broke them.
Can you put your own spin on it each time you play live, or do you have to kind of keep quite structured?
Yeah, no, it is nice like that. That's what I like about it. That's why I think it's probably the biggest gig I could get for like the style of stuff I do, because I'd say about 20% of the gig every night is kind of improvised, because there are certain bits you have to hit, but like you don't have to do the solos and, like, for me, the fills to set up the bits. You don't have to keep them the same every night. I try and keep tempos consistent, and that keeps it fresh enough. And then some nights, And there's always band solos as well, so you have that thing to actually try and express, even though you've got to try and stay within the confines of the genre and stuff. But like some nights sounds really great, and some nights, I didn't really like that much. But you like, as long as it doesn't dip below your kind of professional line, like, then it's fine. You can have some performers who are much more free, and that can cause some problems if you kind of improvise too much of it, because like we're waiting for but like the end of songs with new singers can be a thing, because like basically the singer cues me and then I cue the band, just like the safety net for how that gig works, at least. That because if you're all looking at singer, you're all at different vantage points, so you can't exactly see. And some singers are like, oh yeah, I'm going to end the song and I'm going to do this, and like that's the cue. And then when you get to the gig, they got their hand down for the last note, so it's like, I don't know how this is going to end.
Yeah.
So like it's a fail safe that like if the band are all watching me, that at least the band's going to all end together. Like,
yeah,
so,
you can at least roll it or bring something in to bring it back into that next set.
Exactly. Yeah.
We did some we did a bit of research, so we noticed that you've performed at both London Palladium and Royal Albert Hall. Which is that correct?
And Swansea Arena recently.
Oh yeah. Out of the we'll include Swansea Arena as well. So out of London Palladium, Royal Albert Hall, and Swansea Arena, which one was more of a dump?
You know what? A lot of those venues are a bit of a dump backstage. Any old venue is a bit of a dump, but also that's what makes it amazing. The like, if you're literally, I'm trying to, I can't pen on that. This one. Yeah, there's more. I think there was more space at, or what we were allowed in Palladium. Actually, I think there's a little bit more. Like there were more rooms. Like at least at Albert Hall, maybe bigger rooms, but less of them. But and I personally prefer that. Palladium I think I've done it 3 times now, and like that, I really enjoy that more. I probably enjoy that more than the Albert Hall, because the sound's better at the Palladium. It's like it's 4 tiers of audience,
nice.
So like it really feels like the audience is like right on top of you. It's a bit smaller, so like it really feels. And the stage, like Louis Armstrong, the Beatles, Glenn Miller, Glenn Campbell have like all performed on the literal floorboards that you're standing on. And like I was warming up, I went underneath the stage to do some warm ups, and there's like Bruce Forsyth's plaque there, ashes were scattered. And like the list of people that have played there is this Tom Jones being there, it's like, so I really, and you can really feel that when you're there. Do you ever have this thing that when you're told about like reading music and sight reading stuff, and like there's a thing that happens? I remember being told this, and it didn't really happen for me until that first time we did Palladium. Basically, normally the bigger shows, quite stressfully, Scott Bradley, who runs it, he doesn't play the gigs, but he often turns up for some of the bigger shows, and he often invites guest performers. So
nice.
So everyone's already a little bit stressed about the big show, and then you've got these extra singer or two, and Scott's coming and is going to play a few numbers. And this one we just did, it also had backing dancers turned up. So like it was just like it makes it more stressful. So this show went on about 3 hours, and it was really long. They're so strict on you have to get out of there by 1 a.m. I think, because parking in central London is so expensive. The bus has to be gone.
Yeah.
Remember the crew work overtime. So I think it was midnight to get up, and we finished like 11:15. It was like the quickest get out, like ever. Packing stuff up was insane, and I just finished this Palladium. But anyway, we had these extra guests come in, and we didn't check them. We knew what songs they were doing. I got some tempos, and then I think we might have topped it or tailed it. I don't know. And then but then there's a difference to playing it and then performing it, these songs. So like, but something happened that night, thankfully. I was just kind of playing, and I like almost guessed at the rhythm, but I was right, and it kept happening. And like I think I realized suddenly, and it's really like one day it might stitch me up, but it's somehow changed I've lost the fear of like sight reading. And if I get the rhythm slightly wrong, I can fudge it enough that it's not so wrong that the crowd are going to the band might notice, but the crowd aren't going to notice. And that's really like the last few years I've had really fun with that. I really enjoy sight reading now, and sometimes I purposely won't look at charts before a gig just to like now to have the thrill of like trying to sight read it again. But I just enjoy it now, like, and it makes it, I'm not scared of getting it wrong or not. And it's kind of that first time we did that Palladium, like that happened,
It's an amazing feeling when you can lean into stuff. I've never learned how to sight read, but just that ability to know what you're playing, or like have the confidence in yourself to be able to go, I'm gonna have fun with this gig. It's amazing feeling.
And the confidence, like if it goes wrong, so what? Doesn't matter. It's not gonna go so wrong that the show is gonna stop.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's one of the things I like about comedy songs is if I cock a comedy song up, it's all part of the plan. Whereas with Postmodern Jukebox, a little bit harder. But like I say, you'd style that out.
Well, I mean, Lars Ulrich's been doing it for the last 30 years.
we are on round 2. So round 2 is called Where You Offend. So in this round, I've picked an independent shop from your high street and I've added 2 fake ones. The question is, which is the real one? There are 3 options and there's 3 points if you get it right. Before we go into the question, I actually wrote another question out and then I realised that the shop had shut about 6 months ago. So I'm gonna trial it because I really liked writing it, and I just think it's one I couldn't put it on the drawing board. So humour me on this one. So your options are for your fake question: option 1, the chunky squirrel; option 2, the fat rabbit; or option 3, the reindeer who's having a bad day because the moon's all in the wrong place and Mercury's in retrograde.
I know it's the fat rabbit.
It was the fat rabbit. Yeah. It shut down a few months ago, didn't it?
It's reopened now. Oh no, sorry, but it's called the Ostrich or something. There's quite a few cafes keep opening and closing, and I did have my favourite one that closed down, but like it's that was now my second favourite one probably. But yeah, Fat Rabbit was a thing. I think it was a veggie or vegan one. That's why the rabbit was there, I think.
I had so many that I'd started writing out, and then I was like, oh, it closed. Yeah. So this is a proper one. So okay, your options are: option 1, beside the wood; option 2, stroking the bark; or option 3, proximity to shaft.
I think it's beside the wood.
You are spot on, Jack.
I think it's like a furniture shop.
Close, like a candle and funky shop. Yeah, it's situated on the old cross in Oswestry.
There you are.
Do you know what's funny though? When I was doing a bit of research into it, if a shop was called Proximity to Shaft, it'd be amazing.
What are they selling?
Columns. This is a funny thing. When I was doing the research into the shop, I look at like the Google reviews and all that sort of stuff, and this was one of them. 5 stars. The feedback said, all sorted within 20 minutes. Like, was it a candle shop or a drug deal?
20 minutes. If you are just buying candles, I'd say 20 minutes is quite a long time.
It is. What's he doing around? Just sort of sniffing them, putting them back.
Every single one.
Yeah.
Lighting them up, seeing how the flame burns. And...
So at the end of that round, we're on 3 points. It's all good. John, what's your thoughts so far? If we were the local tourism board, do you think we're doing a good job?
Yeah, love to go.
Have either of you guys ever been?
No, I think I've gone through it on the way to North Wales.
Yeah, I've got family in. Is Llangollen near Oswestry?
Yeah, 20 minutes.
That's
I've got family up there.
It looks really pretty, to be fair. It looks really quaint, and it looks like what I say to Hayley all the time is I love the borders. You know, I love the Welsh-English border because I think you've got some lovely towns and places along there. And some great...
Yeah, I think it is a pretty town. It's a little bit like Llandailo, but like I guess different. I'm older. Like it's nice being part of a community here that I didn't. You had a community when I was in Leeds, but it was such a bigger city. It was just like slightly different. Like I went to the same like fruit and veg guy in Leeds all the time, and I went to the same barbers in Leeds. But like here now, I know like still the same go to fruit and veg guy and like barber place, but I know the like dry cleaning guy or the like the coffee guy or there's a really good pub. The really good pub in town that's won Camera last year. So like in the whole of Britain. So like that changes. I don't get to go there as much, but whenever people come here and bands are here, we always go there. There's a good venue in town that I work with. So like, I know quite a lot of people's faces are not their names. You get really good at that trick. You can use this one for your comedy stuff as well, guys, if it helps. But like Ashley told me that a really good trick that if you know a person, if you're not 100% sure if they know you, but if I don't know if I've met them or not before, I go, oh, nice to see you. Because that could be I've seen you once or I've never seen you before, but it's nice to see you. So that's I use that all the time.
I wonder, Jack, if you could tell us a bit more about Oswestry and this whole Wales, England, because there was an article on BBC that came up the other day about this, because there's a Welsh shop in Oswestry, and I found it quite interesting how you said before we started that there's a lot of Welsh living in Oswestry, and it feels more Welsh than it does English in some places. Yeah,
Culham is the shop. Yes, we know the owners there, and there's a she's done a lot to kind of keep Welsh active in the town. I think it's one of those things that you can start. I know the places that speak Welsh now, so I'll go in. Like there's a there's some places and there's like people who work in the shops. There's a grape tree, like just there's the health food shops, and one of the girls in there speaks Welsh, so we go in, and there's one of the people in that West speaks Welsh, so you go in there, and the nursery that my son goes to. About half the staff there speak Welsh, but it's like more of you don't know until you start speaking. I speak in basically exclusively in Welsh to Griff. So like if I'm going to those places, he's around and people know you speak it. But it's like differently in pockets of Wales where you just hopefully just you could start a conversation. You could just assume to start a conversation in Welsh, and then someone might switch or do a bit of speaking. Here, like generally people will start in English, but if you're speaking Welsh, more people than you think will join in. And yeah, Lowry, who runs Cullum in town, she's it's the only Welsh language shop out in England. You know, like,
That's mad, isn't it?
and it's been there. It's been getting bigger. It's great. It was in the market for years. I don't know how many years before I moved here, but yeah, a few years ago, it's moved into one of the main shops in town. So it's grown. It's doing
Nice.
They're doing well, and she's responsible for what does some Welsh language lessons and learners groups. There's a T of E, which is like a toddler group. It's like Welsh language one of them. There's also the library in town has got there's a whole plenty of Welsh books in there. There's Welsh lessons in there. It's just if you know it's there, you can find it. And,
Yeah.
And like there's an independent cinema in town as well, and they're showing Effie, you know, this new
It's
Welsh
really
language thing
excellent,
coming.
isn't it? It's
Oh yeah, I
really
want to go
good.
see it as well.
Yeah.
So like so it's very a lot of people don't, and I'm a bit cheeky sometimes actually. I often say I live in Wales when I'm just over the border, but because people even in Wales people don't know that if it's in England or Wales or not, you know. Like, and I wouldn't, especially if you call it Close Oswestry, then people don't really know, you know.
And that's the thing. Your roots are that entwined with down southwest Wales. You've grown up with it. You've grown up with Welsh. You know, you've developed it. And to be fair, you've championed it since you've moved away. So like the fact you do a lot of your posts in bilingual, it's good. And what I like as well about the Welsh language is that when it comes to trying it, even if you're not bilingual or you're just trying to learn it, you're forgiven if you cock it up. It's more of it's good that you're trying, you know, because they're just trying to keep it active and promote.
Yeah, absolutely. People want people to speak Welsh, and like my kind of Welsh journey thing has changed because we spoke it a bit in school, but didn't really use it, and I didn't speak it at home because both my parents are English. But I had that very stereotypical like here I thing that I was like still in Leeds and kind of wanted to get back, wasn't sure how, and like because I don't really have a Welsh accent either, like it's like I really feel like that language is definitely I feel much more connected to the land and the history of it, and like say that the pronunciation of stuff is like you mostly get it right because you don't know that so much of it is in us already because you grew up around it. I don't know if you guys have ever been up to Scotland or Ireland or any like especially right up to the top or anything, but that was my first experience of like going somewhere and trying to read Scottish or Irish Gaelic, and like I was like, wow, I have no idea how these letters sound at all. And because when people come to when I first went to Leeds, there was my flatmate was a Bradford guy, the most Bradford accent ever. Hey, mate, yeah, what are you doing now, mate? And he talked like that. And then when I said I was from Wales, he was like, oh yeah, mate, I had a picture next to the Cymru sign. And I was like, Cymru? What's Cymru?
Oh,
You meant Cymru?
Yeah.
But like I've never heard it pronounced like that, you know? Like
I
so
didn't catch on to that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like, and it's cool. But going up to Scotland Land for the first time, I was like, oh, that's what people think when you see like Welsh. You think you don't know how those vowels or consonants go together. You know?
This episode is sponsored by the New Comedian's Guidebook. Ever wanted to try comedy? Are you a new comedian who wants the upper hand? The New Comedian's Guidebook gives you all the advice you need to hit the ground running and get funny fast. To date, it's had over 10 5-star reviews on Amazon. That's the New Comedian's Guidebook. Available now. So we'll move on to round 3. So this is called Phoning It In. It's one of my favourite ones. So
I enjoy this one as well.
oh, you're going to struggle on this one. It's a hard one. So in this round, I've called a local shop for a chat. You've got to guess who they are. You get 5 points if you can name the shop and 5 points if you can guess what they sell. So I've got a clip here.
Hi Ruth, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. And just to confirm, you are situated in Oswestry, is that correct?
I am, yes.
Brilliant. Okay, so you're a shop. And what's around you, Ruth?
What is around me is there's a clothes shop across the road and also a cafe. Would you like some more?
It's all right. You can name them if you like. That's fine as well. Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. We are very close to Gillam's, who do really nice lunches.
Okay.
And we are next door to Prezzo's.
Next door to Prezzo's. You should be able to get that then. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant. Okay, that should be brilliant. Say thank you very much for your help.
That was really, really simple.
And that's
I think
it.
she was flirting with you, Gareth.
No, Ruth was lovely.
Can I name them?
No, no, Ruth was lovely. And do you know what? I think I said it in a couple of podcasts. It's really hard to pitch because, like, I just phoned him up. Somebody said to me before, I saw this is going to be a really weird request. He was like, "Oh, try me," and he said, "Yeah, that's probably the weirdest request I've had all week." So, and the first one though was very much like, I'm going to call this. I had to call the shop, and I'll go like, "Look, I've got a podcast. It's not out yet, but it will be. Do you want to be the first mystery shop?" So, Jack, any idea who they are?
The only one I can think, I know where that is. The only one I can think is it's probably It might be Booker.
You are spot on, Jack.
I think
Fair
that's the
play.
quickest answer we've ever had, Jack.
Yeah.
To be fair,
Well,
not to be horrible, you were pretty rubbish in the first round, but you smashed
Really,
that.
I did say, I did say, I'd be terrible at this, but like Booker, yeah, Booker's good. It's a bookshop and a cafe and stuff. It's got a really good rep in town. That had, Gillam's opposite is a good sandwich place. Not so good for veggies, I find, which is what I am. Which is why I struggle with that one. And
Are you veggie?
been veggie for years, nearly 10 years now. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, it's been a long time. I did it like in a lead, still in like end of uni, I think. Like all my flatmates tried it together, and then everyone else went back, and I felt good on it, you know. So like, but Booker's great, and they have a lot of guest speakers coming. Like Nigel Owens is up last year, and Alan Wynne Jones is up last year,
Oh,
a
wow.
couple of years ago, whenever he brought his book out.
I did see on their socials as well, they had a lot of guest speakers. It looks like a really nice bookshop. I think if I was popping
Yeah.
there, I'd definitely pop in. So, so just to confirm, that was Ruth at Booker Bookshop, situated on 26 to 28 Church Street, Oswestry. And they were shortlisted for Independent Bookshop of the Year for the Midlands region last year.
But Midlands region.
That's
There you
going
are.
into
Not
a
surprised.
short.
Yeah.
It is absolutely going to a short.
That was
You
so
can-
well rehearsed.
Yeah, you can tell what turns into a reel, can't you? So this is round 4, and it's the final round. It's called Fact File. You're going to get 5 questions, and you get 3 points for each correct answer. So in this round, Jack, you'll be hearing a series of facts about Oswestry read out by John. Your job is to retain them and answer questions about them after. One fact will be incorrect, so listen closely. Also, John can help you win a bonus point here by reading out the facts within less than 30 seconds. So, John, I'm just getting my stopwatch.
Give me a beat, Jack. Come on.
Oh, I was going to say, Jack, if you time this, but I was like, no, you retain information. That's quite tight if I ask you to time it as well.
We should have got you to tap dance in the background, as I say. You still do that before we start? You still tap
Yes.
dance? I used to
Yeah,
love
are you-
watching that.
I only do it for money now, so as long as if you're paying, then I'll sure. So.
Can that needs to be the buzz line? I dance for money.
Is that with the washboard you still do it, is it?
Sometimes with a washboard, sometimes without a washboard, you know. And I never thought these would be part of my income as well, but it's a funny little job.
Very talented, Jack.
Sometimes without a washboard, sometimes with a... It depends what I'm wearing.
Exactly.
So, John, I've got the stopwatch on. Let me know when you want me to start.
Go. Oswestry is a historic market town in Shropshire with a population of 17,500 people. Oswestry received its market charter in 1190 and the market has been running for more than 830 years. Local residents Clarence Victor Isherwood invented the pop-up sink stopper in 1960. Overlooking the town is Old Westry Hill Fort, one of Britain's best preserved Iron Age hill forts dating back around 2,500 years. Oswestry is home to the New Saints FC, who are the only English-based team in the Cymru Premier, and Oswestry has been twinned with Coombs La Ville, France since 1980. Oh, it was well over.
32.
Oh, that was
Hey, Jack.
it's Oswestry, isn't it? It's a bit of a mouth.
It's like Worcestershire sauce, isn't it? You don't know if you got it properly.
Yeah, I struggled. Sorry, Jack.
It's all good.
So it's all good. What you find out when it comes to reciting it, the slower he goes, the slower the co-host goes, the more chance of retaining. So that's why I do the bonus point there. Let's go for some questions. Any idea what the false one is so far, Jack?
Well, was it like Did you say 800 years as a market? That feels like a long time. Or the pop-up plug hole, but like that's also a weird fact, so that could be true. I hate these kind of things.
I much prefer drumming.
I'm gonna say the market. It's not 800 years.
Oh, are you sure?
No, yes. Well, no. So obviously it is that because you're helping me out. But I'll do the plug. I'm changing to the plug.
It's the plug. Hey. See, we like to
Couldn't have
help
done it without your
around.
help, boys.
Right, so questions. Question 1. What is the population of Oswestry?
17,000.
Do you want to try again?
No, I thought you said 17. I got that thing from somewhere. I don't know what that means, John.
So for those who are listening to the podcast, John is making hand signals, which doesn't translate well on Spotify. Unless you're watching
Fine, I
it
thought I
driving the
wouldn't say
car.
anything. 70, maybe 7. So maybe I heard it wrong.
No,
7,000.
no. What am I
Evan.
doing? I'm cutting in.
You're sawing it in half. 8,500.
No,
That's
no,
half
you,
of 17.
no. Think about 17 and a half.
Oh,
Oh.
you just literally told the answer, John. Oh my god, I can't give that.
You know what? That's more than I thought, actually. I'm not very good with numbers. But
Question 2. How old is Oswestry Hill Fort?
25,000 years.
Jesus Christ, what was it? The dinosaurs.
2,500.
That's it.
I do like walking that. That's a really cool place to walk.
Built by velociraptors. 25. Right. Question 3. R.I.P. Sam Neill. Right, question 3. Oswestry is home to the only English-based team in League of Wales. What is the name of the club?
New Saints, is it?
Spot on.
I only know that because there's the symbol's got a lion and a dragon on it, I think.
Yeah, and it's got 2 names, isn't it? It's got,
Sanson Fried.
Yeah,
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Question 4. What town is Salisbury? Should that be Oswestry, John?
Oswestry.
He's put Salisbury.
Where's the Oswestry Hill?
What town is Salisbury twinned with?
Oswestry.
Oswestry. Yeah, it's because it's written here. You know, like Anchorman. He will read whatever is on the teleprompter. I'm wrong.
Well,
Burgundy.
I was doing a Peter Gabriel pun. I don't know if that went straight over you guys. Salisbury Hill.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I love that song as well.
It's I actually don't know. Cum something he said, like a French one.
That was close, mate.
But I'm sure you pronounced it the Welsh though. I think cum, but like.
Should give 1.5, John.
Yeah, no, but I think that is the correct. Coom.
I don't know. How would you say it in Welsh as well?
Oh, there you go. He's giving the answer.
You said he's having half a mark, guys.
All right.
You
Okay.
can't just-
Okay.
I'll have a half.
And then the final question: how long has the market been running for?
800 years, apparently.
Add a bit more on. John's pernickety with his ears.
850 years.
Oh.
830 years.
There we go, 830 years. Well, that was spectacular, Jack, and all with no assistance whatsoever. To be fair, mate, you've done pretty well. I'm just doing the points there. I'm just double checking myself. Yeah, you've got 26.5 points, man. So that's good.
Oh, how's he got that?
Yeah.
Because I got 10 points for Booker, didn't I? So that's how I smashed that.
Oh, but
Smash
it's only
that.
worth 5 points.
No, 10.
5
10
for
if you
2.
10 if you guess the shop, 10 if you guess what they sell. But if you get the shop, then you know what they sell.
Unless it's
Stroke
Stroke the Wood or whatever
that's
it was.
it. No, sorry, Jack. Yeah, apologies. Yeah.
So, Amy's not going to be happy. You've beaten Amy Morris by 1 whole point. So, Jack, you are second, considering how well we started off.
That's amazing.
You are in second place now. You are just behind the man of 1,000 voices, Tom Ricks. So
Perfect.
that's good going, man.
My mother-in-law's just got a job for the Oswestry Tourist Board as well. So like we're volunteering for that. So I can I've done her proud now.
You're in. You got all the history right. This is a crash course. So before we go, Jack, what's next for you as a drummer and a human?
I'm pretty. It's too much as a human. Yeah, I've got. If you want to find me on socials or a mailing list is even better. 'Cause I'm trying to get off the socials. I'm busy September first couple of weeks. I've got a New York pianist coming over doing like some ragtime stuff, but like
Nice.
he's reworked the James Bond tunes into like a 20s jazz style. So we're doing that as a trio with a great singer. She's an Estonian singer that I've worked with a big swing band that I do. Every Christmas they do like a 30-piece orchestra, and she's one of the singers that does that. And we got a load of date. That tour was supposed to be 3 weeks. And then Tony had to cut it short by a week because he's going to do a different gig. So the gig is basically Wales, then the Borders, and then there's Leeds and London. So like it's a pretty weird tour because the last week was supposed to be all the stuff in the south. So that's good for anyone in Wales, Leeds, or London. And then I've been working with been really lucky to work with Ashley Campbell the last couple of years, who's Glenn Campbell's daughter. So we've been doing like country stuff. Like I met her through PMJ as well, and that's a really nice band to work in. Really good band, great guitarists, great singers. And then and so I'm out kind of mid-September till November. I'm back a bit, but quite a lot of the UK and Ireland with them. So
Nice.
then, so yeah, kind of quite quiet now for a couple of months, but then busy for 3 months.
So when the studio's up and running, is it going to be sort of process beats that you'll be making, or will you be doing tuition and stuff, or what's the plan for that? If anyone's around Oswestry listening,
I'm gonna do. I mean, I don't teach like kids stuff. I kind of do because I basically do 1920s jazz to like 50s rock and roll. So the most. I can't say I stop at the Beatles, like to anything pre-Beatles really. So I will be doing when it's finished. Hopefully by the end of this year, I'll be doing some kind of specialist teaching. If people want to learn some 40s jump drive drumming on a 1940s drum kit in a room that will feel like the 1940s. Like that's the kind of thing I'm aiming for. Niche into niche.
have you still got the Curve Ludwig kicked?
Oh, that looks
I've got a few, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I've got 10 kits now, right,
10?
ranging from the 20s to the 70s.
What, a storage container?
They're in I've got a full basement under here, so they're all under the
wicked.
room I'm in now. So they're all heated, and so it should be yeah, I got some cool kits. So that's the kind of idea. And then, yeah, I think I just said to you before we started, but like I'm doing this kind of touring thing called Red Canary Presents now, where I'm bringing probably up to 3 a year is the idea, but mostly American musicians over to the UK to do like tours because I think there's this sweet spot of like bringing people who haven't necessarily got a name like to the UK, but like I love the idea, and I would have really appreciated it growing up, seeing like especially like in America or something coming to like Llandilo or whatever,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
and like
absolutely.
someone and I think they will like Americans and generally like going to small places, and I just champion Wales always, so like trying to bring people over. And I think so generally the people appreciate it and the artists appreciate it. The problem you got to do is just bridge the gap of money because things are expensive, and if you go to smaller towns, people can't afford to pay £25 a ticket, but then flights aren't cheap and fuel isn't cheap to drive around. So like I'm trying to balance those things, but I really want to create this. You can only on the kind of visas you can only have them in the country for 31 days. You can only really do 20 gigs and you got to make the money work. But I really want to bring them to. I'm doing one in Fishguard with Tony, like who
wicked.
Nice.
and we've been there a bunch of times because of the ferry to Ireland, but we never played there. So like, or Tony hasn't played there. So I'm doing the Abergwan, the theatre Gwan, sorry.
I know you are. Yeah.
So we've got that one in. So I'm trying to do that. So I've got a Chicago guitarist coming over now in February, and I've got a 6-piece cabaret thing in September, both 27. Yeah, hopefully people will find that, and that's going to be all over the UK. But trying to go to some of those places that you don't necessarily get to go to all the time.
It's like when you had Leeds City Stompers at the Sal in Llandilo.
Exactly.
You normally get, it's the same type of band you tend to get at pubs. It's your rockers, it's the ones that have got really nice gear, or it's the young ones just starting out. It's not very often you get an accomplished band that do something different to just playing AC/DC, you were class. When I saw you before, it was really, really good to see you. And it's, like I say, it's something completely different. So to bring those musicians over who do it as a full-time job, just amazing.
That's the idea. Yeah, just got to try and and it'll work on paper. I think it'll work. It just how long can I kind of lose money on it until it'll work? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that and I got to balance that because I've got a family and jobs and but we'll get there.
Thank you very much for coming, Jack. It's been bloody pleasure. Really nice.
Nice to see you, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, elusive, no surname John.
Exactly. Let's keep it that way, Jack. All right.